certainly don't do that on Twitter either. So, is net... Okay, we're going to talk about net neutrality. Is it really regulation of the internet? One of the most contentious disagreements in the net neutrality debate in the U.S. over the past year has been over whether the new rules adopted by the FCC amount to regulation of the internet. Critics have blasted the new rules, saying they amount to regulations and a government takeover of the internet. The rules allow the insertion of the commission into every aspect of the internet. Republican FCC member Michael O'Reilly, silly Mick, said during a congressional hearing. Wall Street Journal editor Daniel Hinger took the argument a step further into the land of the hyperbole. Got a new web idea, he wrote on March 11th. Run it by your Washington reps, which will include the regulatory enablers of the Obama White House. They didn't invent the internet, but now they run it. I thought that was somewhat... I understand what they did, but as they say, good intentions always come with strings attached. Obama didn't just do what he did out of the kindness of his heart. With so many rules attached to it, I fear what's going to slowly happen is that, while you can do all the video streams and not get overcharged on the internet, what's going to end up happening is small regulations here and there are going to take place. And I suspect that we will be at the present EU levels probably within about 30 years in terms of free speech and what you can do and, harassing people, bullying people. So that's just the way that logically our next step is here. Anyways, it's a little bit past half the show, so I'm going to go ahead and play you a nice little MSI. Thank you. That was Dicks Are For My Friends by Mindless Self-Indulgence, MSI. A lot of people haven't heard that. That's fine. They're not the best band in the world. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But it's just something to play. And that was dedicated to everyone who's pissed at me right now. People who have zero humility. And just general jackasses around here. That, they can suck my dick. It's fine with me. I'm not going to say no. But we're going to have to get back into the news. Because I'm big into the news. Now, Mr. Suge Knight. We've all heard about this Negro. He is one silly Negro. Isn't he always in jail? Silly record producer. Should have been more like me. Suge Knight, Bell said, a $25 million producer collapse after hearing. Oh my buddy. Suge Knight's charged in fatal hit and run. Well, a California judge agreed with the prosecutors today and set the rap mogul Suge Knight's bail at $25 million. The Death Row Records co-founder has pleaded not guilty to his charges of alleged murder, attempted murder, and a hit and run stemming from an incident that took place at the end of January in Compton. Fuck yeah, he remained at Compton. The judge in the hearing today also added that Knight, 49, must show that no part of the money used, if he can afford the bail, was illegally obtained. So he can't use his drug money. Knight's attorney, Matthew Fletcher, probably a nice little Hebrew boy, was not happy with this decision. He cited an example that even he would be investigated if he was to bail his client out. Interesting concept. After the hearing, Knight collapsed, hit his head on the chair, and was sent to the hospital yet again. Oh, very nice. It's not nice how you hurt your head on your way out when things didn't go quite your way. Isn't that funny how those things sort of work? During the hearing, Knight's lawyer had asked for a speedier trial, but the judge set the preliminary hearing for April 13th. His client, I guess the lawyer was saying that the client's situation in his jail cell was torture. Yeah. You know, you go from probably $1 million mansion to a jail cell. That would be torturous. So, here's the thing. You know, don't hit and run and kill people like that. Don't do it. And, you know, usually you can stem from jail. See, Suge Knight isn't white, but he does have money. So, it's always interesting to see how these go. Maybe it'll be like OJ, or he'll blame it on someone, or pay someone else to be his patsy and take care of the family. Who knows? Why record low Arctic sea ice only tells half the story. New studies on both of the Earth's polar regions reveal record-setting levels of ice melt, but scientists are most concerned about the Antarctic melt and its effect on sea level rise. A series of new studies from scientists around the world have revealed just how threatened the Earth's polar regions are to warming ocean waters. Over the past weekend, new studies have shown that ice melt in the Arctic and Antarctica is proceeding at a record pace with potentially disastrous consequences for global sea level rise and its attendant threats, which could include stronger storm surges and extreme weather events around the world. While headlines have focused on the Arctic sea ice reaching a record low this winter of the two polar regions, climate scientists are most concerned about melting ice sheets in Antarctica. Unlike sea ice in the Arctic, which melts and freezes seasonally, having a minor effect on the global sea levels, melting ice sheets in Antarctica have the potential to melt through enough fresh water to raise global sea levels by more than 10 feet. Oh no, not raising it by 10 feet. All the hatred. What would we ever do without coastal America? All the wonderful people that live along the coast of America. Oh, they are such genuine people I want to be around. The Guidos, the Mix, the Jews, the Ricans. Oh, man. Please don't flood coastal America. Anything but that. Pfft, who cares? Fuck it. Let it flood. Louisiana flooding? Oh, who gives a fuck? So, Yemen division of Islamic State claims suicide bomb attacks that killed scores. Bombers attacked two mosques controlled by the Houthi rebels in the Yemeni capital, Sana'a. So, ISIS, or at least a division allied to ISIS, attacked. It's very interesting. And we're trying to understand why these specifics. A lot of times ISIS will attack Shiites, Christians, and others because in their Wahhabist aims isn't really to get rid of exactly everyone in the world, but to clean cleanse their own Sunni lands of people that aren't Sunni. Like, that's their biggest concern. So, poor fucks, man. Could you imagine living in that shithole in the Middle East? Fuck that. See how much time I got here. Let me play one last song for the night. This is for all my darker friends out there. Yes, that was Planet of the Apes by MSI. A very strange song, but, I figure if I'm a strange person, and at least no one's called me creeper, or a creepy fan like Ricky did to Louis B, then why not play creepy, strange music? Why not? It could be fun. I'm sure no one's really heard of this stuff, and I'm not going to say it's good. Then again, this podcast hasn't been very good. I'll be honest, it's not. I can do better, but I've chosen not to do better. It's called laziness, my friends. I hope you guys don't have a stretch of laziness like me. Every time I do a show, it's like, what the fuck, who cares? Because when I listen to a lot of other shows, it's like, shit, fuck. Sometimes shows out there make you want to hit the fucking pause button and then pull up like a show on your computer if you're at there, and then just watch and listen to that, and then occasionally participating in the chat. I know Barco and a few other people do that where, it's always funny whenever you talk about someone and then they're in the chat the whole time and they don't say anything about it, or at the very end of the show they're like, oh yeah, good show, and they don't talk about specifics of the show. So I always think that's funny. It's the joke's on, I guess, the host, because they think all these people are watching them and bringing them great praise, when it's just oftentimes just people scoring a spot to brawl at in a chat room. So this is basically the end of my show, and maybe I'll do some more. Well, obviously I will do more, but maybe next week or some shit, because Mr. Rick and Dino made me media relations at, what do you call it, the Fuck You Network. So I think, that's one of the few people I think that actually appreciate me tweeting and retweeting and sharing on Facebook, a lot of my efforts, because I do that for so many people here, and they usually don't do it. No one ever